guys, welcome to another video. Thank you for being here. So I know there's a few people that wanted to see my setup, and I said I'll do an in-depth look at my bedroom. And then also, I know there's a lot of people out there wanting to decorate their bedrooms or maybe their recording space, and they don't want to spend a lot of money. It can get really expensive, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I've noticed there's a few ways you can drastically change the look of your bedroom without spending too much. There are a couple key things you can do. And you guys might have a different definition of what's affordable or what's budget, but I'm pretty cheap, so probably not going to be a problem. But you know, if you're like a high school kid or something, you don't have a lot of money to spend, you're a student or whatever the case may be, you'll get some ideas out of this anyways. So pretty much everything I got for my bedroom, I did get on Amazon. Amazon's good for decorations because they have lots of companies all competitively trying to market their stuff to you. And so there's a broad price range of items. You can get really cheap stuff and really expensive stuff. And the thing about decorations, if you're not touching it and it functions well, then you don't necessarily have to spend a lot for it to look good. A lot of the times it might be a little bit flimsy or the material might not be the highest quality, but if you're not touching it, you know, it shouldn't be a problem. I have had a few like LED lights break on me over the years, but you know what you do when you're on Amazon, just don't buy anything that's 4-star or lower. Like if it has 4 stars, I won't buy it. If it has 4 stars and a 5th star has a little bit filled in, then those are the good. I rarely have problems with those items, if ever. So I recorded my bedroom yesterday from various angles, and I'm just going to talk over the video and explain what I have, where I got it, how much it costs, and all that. One thing to keep in mind, I'm talking in Canadian dollars, and I'm talking about the Amazon.ca website. I don't know what it is for your country, but generally, if you live in America, your prices will be the same or a little bit better. I can't speak for the rest of the world. Yeah, I read that once, that Americans get better prices for many reasons, but two of the main ones are Canadians are bigger pushovers as customers, and then also America has more buying power, so they can buy in larger quantities and get bigger discounts from foreign manufacturers and stuff. So anyways, that's just an interesting tidbit of information for you. Put that one in the bank. You're welcome. All right, let's look at the footage now. Okay, so I mentioned at the start that there are a couple key ways to achieve aesthetic glory. As you can see, my bedroom is heavy on LED lighting and tapestries. Tapestries and LED lights are both surprisingly inexpensive considering how much they do for the look and the style of your room. What I like are the smart light bulbs, the colored LED smart light bulbs. That way you can have total voice control over your lights to turn them on, off, change their colors, dim them, you know, the whole I was going to say kit and caboodle, but I really hate that phrase, but you know, it fits. And they used to be expensive when they first came out. Philips was the only ones who made them. Since then, though, there have been tons of knockoff versions on Amazon for way cheaper. They're 20 bucks a bulb now, as you can see. That's cheaper than when I got mine. Or I saw the other day a pack of 4 for 50, which is an amazing deal. The Philips ones cost a lot more than that, and also you needed a hub with them to work with your smart device, whether it's, you know, Siri or Google or, you know, Alexa. But yeah, fuck Philip, and I hope his children go hungry. I forget how much the hub was, but they were quite expensive if I remember correctly. Apparently they do direct internet traffic better though, and reduce like signal congestion. Is that a term? It sounds like it could be. So it might be worth getting if you have like a ton of light bulbs or a weak Wi-Fi signal. Although I have a ton of smart devices in my room and I don't notice any problems. So you don't need a hub for these cheap light bulbs. They all install a little bit differently, and the instructions are usually translations from Chinese, which, you know, are quite comical but not useful a lot of the time. But if you can't figure it out, you can always go to YouTube and look for a tutorial. They will likely have one for your brand. Now you can see in the back that I was changing the colors around. I was doing a lot of that on the backlight, which is behind my bed on the floor, sort of shooting up at the tapestry. And that's not a smart bulb. That's a floodlight. You can see in the top right corner. Those are a bit more expensive. They're not smart. You can't control it with your voice. Although you can put it into a smart plug and turn it on and off with your voice, which I do. You just can't change the colors with that method. You have to use the remote that they gave you, which works fine. They are a bit more expensive though, because they put out a lot more light and a lot more color. You know, they flood. It's in the name. What the hell? I sounded like Dracula there for some reason. I did that in a recent video too. They flood. It's in the name. Maybe I'm like Dracula reincarnate. But the floodlights are good for like backgrounds or for like illuminating things like my tapestry. All in all though, the LED lights are great because you can always switch it up. If you get bored of your surroundings easily, you know, there's a whole bunch. You can go blue, you can go red. You can go magenta. You can go cyan. You get the idea. And you can see here I have a strip light around my bed and my night table too, and those can be good too, but I don't know, the two I got cheap ones and they broke. This one's starting to break. As you can see, some of the lights went out. Some of the light colors don't work anymore. It just goes blue and green now. But they look cool. You know, just be careful with them or get a more expensive one. They range a lot, as you can see in price. Okay, now on to tapestries, my favorite thing. These are so inexpensive for how much they change your room. Honestly, they're only like 20 bucks each, 25 bucks on Amazon, and there's hundreds to choose from. Now, I gotta say, my Vaporwave one there, the Great Wave that's done in Vaporwave colors, it's a play on words. The Great Vaporwave, you get it? Okay, very funny. Anyways, I wanted that one very specific, so I got that on Etsy actually, or was it Redbubble? One of those websites, which they charge you a bit more on there. I think that was 50 or 60 bucks. But you can get really specific things that you want. That's the upside. Like you can probably get an LL Cool J cigarette case if you want. Anyways, the tapestries, really good deal. Like 20 bucks. Who doesn't got 20 bucks? And also I have Amazon Prime, so I don't pay shipping. I'm not including shipping in these prices, but Amazon Prime is so worth it. If you use Amazon a lot, it'll pay for itself. But okay, let's say you don't have Amazon Prime. 2 tapestries, a couple smart bulbs maybe, and your room's looking sexy, and you're in what, 80 bucks maybe? And that's being conservative. That's shipping in, and that's in Canadian dollars. So if you're American, it's probably like what, like 3 bucks maybe. Also, you can see my chin-up bar up there. That's why I'm so jacked. That explains the jackedness of my physique. And here we got just some various curios and trinkets, if you will. And oh my god, this is my fan that I love so much. I love this fan so much. I'm not even joking. I might sound like I'm exaggerating, but no. This is the Rowenta.
Turbo Silence Extreme.
The Rowenta Turbo Silence Extreme. It's actually a silent fan. It gets hot in my room when I record music, and I don't want to pick up background noise, so the
Turbo Silence Extreme
solves my problem, even though it was costly for a fan, but it keeps me cool, so it's worth it. Here's just a close-up of my guitar. I don't know, that's not really related to the video. I love my guitar. You know, I wanted to show it off. I got some sacrilegious stickers on there that I think are cool. And yeah, I love my guitar. It's a great guitar. If anyone's looking for a good mid-range guitar, Epiphone Casino, can't go wrong with that. And oh, I had to stop here for a drink. And I'll add drinking noises because I muted the video. And oh, here's another way to just spice up any room in the house. I sound like Martha Stewart here, but plants, you know, they're not looking good. It's the middle of winter. You know, I barely get sunlight. Forgive me, but they're doing okay. Anyways, plants are very cheap if you can keep them alive. You know, get some plants. They're cheap, and you can see here I let this one grow out. That's a pothos, or a devil's ivy it's sometimes called. You can see it vines really nicely, so you can get it to sort of go onto things like into your ashtray. They're very cheap and common and easy to propagate, and so you can probably find them at a plant store. Anyways, these are blackout curtains. They're purple, and sure, the sun is warm and it gives us energy and all that, whatever. Sometimes it's annoying and I want to black the fucking thing out. My mics on SM57 and 58, great durable mics. You can knock them around, which, you know, I do, you know, not on purpose. So they're great for my dumbass. I end up destroying condenser mics. And if you have poor acoustics in your room and you're just looking into getting mics, you don't know much about them, consider getting dynamic mics for poor acoustics. And the SM57 is a great place to start. Check that mic out. Those are XLR mics though. You can't just plug them right into your computer. You need to preamp them somehow, and there's several ways you can go about that. The most common, straightforward way is to get a USB interface. That's this thing that they're being fed into. That's a Behringer UMC 204 HD interface, which I think it's great for the price. Quiet drivers, a low noise floor, and it's fairly transparent from what I can tell, but what do I know? Anyways, we've wandered from the main topic. I'll do a video one day on, you know, a beginner's audio setup for recording music. There's my laptop. That's an Asus FX505 DT. And it's a really good laptop for the price. I always get good things for the price because I always do a ton of research on big ticket items like that. And I make sure that, you know, I'm getting the good one. You gotta comb through user reviews. You got to. I'm telling you, you got to obey me. I'm just kidding. You can do what you want. Anyways, as for the mics, it's probably overboard if you're just recording your voice or, you know, podcasting. If you're not recording music, you can definitely get away with a decent USB microphone for that. And if anyone's thinking of YouTubing and they think this is like a lot of stuff, like I didn't buy all of this for YouTube. I had the music stuff for recording. The only thing I really got was my camera, and that broke. I think with YouTube, the main thing is, well, obviously just the content, and people focus too much on other stuff, but it's nice to have both. It goes, you know, it's nice to have both for sure, but you can get away with great content and no money put into anything else. You can't get away with putting money into it and having shitty content. So just figure out the content first and then invest in your channel. But I will admit, I did get the tapestry for my channel and the soft light as well for the channel. And it gave me motivation too, in a way. I was excited, and it was all like one big momentous thing, like going into my channel. So I can see it from both ways, you know. Just don't go and buy like an $18,000 studio microphone and then react to like Blackbird or something, you know. That'd be a bad idea. Like, if you're spending that much money on a mic, I hope you're interviewing Tupac. This is a diffuser that you put essential oils in, and it makes your room smell good. Also, it's good for dry skin. You know, in the wintertime, we use the heaters. It gets dry in my place, or in Canada. And, well, I mean, to be honest, this thing isn't doing shit for the humidity in my room. It's too small, but it smells good, and also has the steam come out. It's kind of nice, you know, it looks cool. It adds to the aesthetic vibe in the room for sure. And okay, clearly you're all waiting for me to discuss the showpiece, the centerpiece, the headboard. Okay, I've been made fun of for this headboard. Many times in the past, people have told me it looks like a girl's headboard. It's fit for a princess. I think they're just getting it confused because clearly this item is meant for royalty. I think it's opulent. I think it's ornate. I think it's regal. And yes, that is bleached panda skin it's made from. Okay, it's fit for a Russian prince or a princess. It's just meant for royalty. That's all that's going on here. And what do you think that is? Plastic? Some cheap metal? No. It ain't metal at all. It's metal. But it's a good one. It's sterling silver, baby. And those gemstones you see in there, what do you think that is? There's only one gemstone that looks like that, and you know it's diamonds. You already know it's diamonds. Everybody in the room can see it's diamonds. But nothing sparkles like a diamond. 8 fucking carats of stone. I don't even want to tell you how much, but you know, let's 85 grand a pop. I didn't want to tell you that, but the bed cost $17 million. I didn't want to tell you that either. And that's a good price. The guy who sold them to me, he said they were blood diamonds, whatever that means. They don't look red. I don't know. Maybe it refers to the cut. I don't know. I'm not asking too many questions. I'm sort of mesmerized by the brilliance of the sparkle. Oh god, and there's Dracula again. He's mesmerized by the sparkle. These diamonds are brilliant. These diamonds are forever, and you can't take them away from me. Another cool device in my room is this smart clock here. It's a sunshine alarm clock, so it wakes you up with the brightness of its light. You know, like the sun does. It's pretty cool. Sometimes it doesn't get me up because sometimes I sleep heavy. Sometimes I do cocaine for many days and crash hard. And there's no way light is waking me up, but it's a nice idea, and it usually works actually, just not if you know you've been putting too many stimulants in your nose. It starts playing sound eventually though. You can set it to play sound. So it's pretty cool. And then in here in my closet is where I keep my soft light. That's my main light I use for recording videos. It mattered more when my DSLR camera was working. It's kind of hard to make your camera look good, even with good lighting, if you're using a cell phone camera. But sometimes I'll just sit on my bed and sort of face the soft light, or I'll take it out of my closet sometimes. It's just pretty big and bulky, so I keep it in the closet. But you can see it's way more than enough light you need for a small room like this. And yeah, I think that was, I don't know, it was about 80 bucks I think on Amazon, but it came with 2. One of them is under my bed. As for which assistant I like the Echo for sure. It's got the best speaker, the best microphone. She responds to the most casual language. You can barely say your sentence at all and she'll pick it up. I have a Google Nest too, and I don't like it. It doesn't work as good. The music doesn't work as good. It doesn't find songs as good on the Google Nest. Also has the easiest wake word, which actually matters when you say it all day. The word Google is just kind of awkward, and it's a bit of a mouthful saying, okay, Google. See, I screwed it up even there. All around, I just think the Echo's better. I can't speak about Siri, I don't know. But Alexa's my homie, and she's pretty good. She's pretty good. And sure, you can make search queries on the Google search engine with the Nest, but a lot of the time it's wrong. And then also, Amazon's database is getting really good itself, so it's almost caught up in that regard anyway. And also, if you're going to get one of these, which I highly recommend, just a hands-free command alone just makes these things so much worth it. And if you're going to get one, you might want to wait for it to go on sale. They do go on sale quite often, and sometimes it's like even close to half off, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, you might want to wait. They're getting way more sophisticated than they were when they first came out, and there's a lot you can do with them. And I use my Echo probably, I don't know, 20, 30 times a day. If you're going to be getting a lot of smart devices too, then I highly recommend it. It beats using the phone for sure. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new here, I don't typically do this type of content. I do trip reports though, psychedelic ones. And I don't know, you might be into that. If you are, check out my channel and let me know what you think. Hopefully you stick around. If not, that's cool too. See you in the next life. Thanks everyone. I got lots coming at the end of this month. I'm going to try squeeze 2 trip reports in the second half of January, and then also I'm going to post a video for the Q&A I'm going to do at the end of the month. It'll be my first live stream. I feel like that would be a pretty proactive month for the channel, and hopefully we can keep this train rolling. Thank you guys for the subs. Tell your friends, tell your mother, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers. Have a good one.